Oh boy, I've been waiting for this one. What up, it's your boy Korean Jesus here with another video. We're gonna go ahead and watch this Andrew Tate snitching. If you know, I mean, you kind of know what this background's about, but I digress. There's no need to get that deep into this. Let's go ahead and watch the video.
So it has been quite some time since we last talked about the man who dubs himself the Top G. Of course, they threw both him and his brother behind bars for months at the start of 2023, but for the greater part of the last year, both Andrew and his brother have been free. And while they have still been dealing with that Romanian court case, they've also still been streaming during this time, doing interviews, and of course ranting on Twitter. I will say though that their wave of popularity did take a major downturn during that time as well. Don't get me wrong, the Bugatti Master still has a lot of loyal followers shelling him out their money, but the spreading of his content and overall message has been compromised by several of the largest social media platforms, namely TikTok, who seems to not want any mention of his name on their platform entirely. And some of you might remember that Adin Ross did become one of Tate's biggest meat glazers last year, even shaving his head in solidarity and vowing to the Top G lifestyle.
You want to look like this.
I'm happy I did this because now my mindset can be strong. It's to form the best version of myself.
Oh, and I almost forgot when he sniffed that chair with Andrew's fresh dingleberries lingering around. I mean, I gotta say, when it comes to all-time grifts, this era of Adin Ross right here might take the cake. And Adin has still been in close contact with Andrew, and recently people have speculated that he is the reason that the Tate brothers are once again in trouble. Because recently both of the Tate brothers were once again locked behind bars by the Romanian authorities after they showed up with a warrant at their door, and people are speculating that the reason they came to get them was because of this clip from Adin Ross's stream where he mentioned some text messages.
I don't know if you guys remember, I'll post a video, Ryan Garcia kind of losing his mind. Andrew Tate was in that call, and he was basically warning him like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? There's a lot of powerful people that might get upset. Anyways, for years I've been saying that Adin Ross and Andrew Tate were basically butt buddies. The whole reason why Andrew Tate would just fly out there is because he knew he was going to smash that.
Andrew had hit me up. He said, hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big. And I'm sorry, he said it's basically now or never. I told you guys this year, it's a week of content, right? And again, guys, it might be the last time we ever do this. So it's kind of like we got to take advantage of it now because, hey, bro, it's basically like, yeah, it's like that.
So essentially, people were saying that Adin leaked Andrew's plan to flee Romania, which he's obviously not supposed to do while this court process is still going on. And so this is actually a statement in response to him being detained in Romania and issued with a UK arrest warrant. And keep in mind, this warrant is being served based on charges that date all the way back between 2012 to 2015, when the two brothers were apparently conducting quite a bit of business within the UK. And in this statement, they talk about this tip coming from Adin Ross's stream. Last week, we received information that Tate might be planning to flee Romania, where he is due to stand trial for separate allegations of trafficking. We wrote to the British police to bring this to their attention and to urge them to immediately seek a warrant for Tate's detention in Romania and extradition to the UK. And then here is the video as they emerge from the police truck. And it's actually pretty similar to what we saw last year when they were detained.
If you're really interested in conspiracy, you can go down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to. I'm just letting you know that if you do want to find the truth, it's out there. It's definitely out there. But all of this is a publicity stunt. I don't actually believe this is real. These are all distractions. I honestly think Andrew Tate and the Ryan Garcia thing was a publicity stunt to get more attention on Andrew Tate and Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia having a fight that no one cares about, and Andrew Tate, as you saw, his popularity was falling off. So what better way to have a boost in your popularity than to be blasted on the news everywhere, right? I mean, granted, I'm doing it right now, but then no one really talks about the things I talk about.
But this time, instead of serving months in solitary confinement, and eating grubs and maggots and apparently doing all those other things he had to do back then. This was much more like a SpongeBob detainment.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
As Andrew and his brother would literally get out this morning and have this message for the press.
I haven't even seen this. How did I assume and be correct that this was a publicity stunt? If they're getting out the next day, are you kidding me? No one gets this. No one gets this kind of treatment unless you post bail, right? And even then, it's longer than that, right?
Unfortunately, I don't think many people in Romania understand, but in the West, in the countries that are owned by the Satanists, and with a certain level of fame, you either put on a dress or you go to jail, and I'm happy to make my choice, which is jail every single time. My soul is not for sale, neither are my principles. We are innocent men. No, we're very innocent men, and in time, everybody's going to see that, and we're very excited to finish this judicial process and clear our names.
So Andrew is standing behind this idea that he is absolutely innocent and that both him and his brother have done nothing wrong.
It's very funny. I've been asking Romanian courts to go to the UK myself. I've asked 5 times and been declined. So now I get to go home.
And I think his brother actually says something really interesting right here, which pretty much confirms that the reason they were issued this warrant was because of Adin Ross's stream.
Claims are being made about intentions to flee Romania. Is any such claims true?
Today the judge told me, would you like to get extradited to England? That was the claim against me that I was trying to flee, and I said, no, I want to stay here and face justice. I want to win here in Romania. So clearly that's not true.
So he's saying it's all BS. We wanted to stay here and face the music and defend ourselves in court and prove that we are innocent. We appreciate the Bucharest Court of Appeal's decision to postpone the extradition of Andrew and Tristan. This ruling provides an opportunity for the brothers to participate fully in their defense and for the legal process to proceed in a transparent manner. They went on to say, our clients are fully committed to actively participating in the legal process and defending their reputation, who we can assume to be Adin Ross, who misconstrued a text message from our clients while streaming live. There is simply no truth to it. So it basically sounds like Adin did kind of let the cat out of the bag and exposed to the world Andrew's plans to leave Romania. People were saying that they decided to lock Andrew up because of this statement.
I want to make something clear. I was saying this morning on Twitter how John Cena, yesterday at the Oscars, was doing his humiliation ritual to satisfy his paymasters. And everybody's saying, oh, maybe he's just promoting a movie. Maybe. Let me tell you something. I don't care what movie I'm in. You could not convince me to do that. You could not convince me to do anything fruity or weird. It doesn't matter what movie I'm in because there's no need. I can promote it other ways. I won't do it because my principles are too strong.
And the thing with Andrew is that he says things like this, but then on the other hand, he was perfectly fine with exploiting weak men and taking money from them by pretending to be a female model online on one of his cam sites, and he was the one chatting with them, saying all types of fruity messages.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's gay. Andrew Tate is gay. He's a homosexual. He's a flaming homosexual. It's very obvious. You can ask your gay friends if they think he's gay. The way he acts and behaves, also typing those messages. But yeah, he doesn't need to put on a dress because he does this shit. He's controlled opposition. The funniest thing about Andrew Tate for me is the amount of children that adore him and look at him like a father figure. And you know what that tells me? That's an insult to their dad. Basically, their dad's a bitch. Raised a little bitch who's gonna look up to this gay stranger as a masculine role model, saying dumb shit on the internet. Like, remember that period? That was an awful period. That was like 3 years of kids that didn't even have a driver's license, asking people, what color is your Bugatti?
So I'm trying to teach these women, and the women kept fucking it up. So I said to them, it's like, you know what? F it. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged a new one in from me behind the screen. So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers, just laughing and doing this, their titties out, and they were talking to ice cold hustlers.
Yeah, the staff he trained were men. They were his boyfriends. They were his boy toys. He's gay. I've been saying this forever. This is the whole reason why him and Adin Ross, they were dating. The whole reason why he can just call Adin and Adin would show up and then they'd be having little sleepovers and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, you can go look into that if you want. I'm not gonna...
We were taking their money, all of it. You get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar. He will f a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all. You'd have a guy.
Feel bad or no?
No, to give a solitary fuck.
So to hear him talk about not wanting to compromise his morals or beliefs, to me it just does not hold a lot of weight when that's the avenue that he took to get rich. This Twitter user also said that we need to talk about Jimmy Kimmel's involvement in these weird moments. And I will say, I do think there's some merit to that. I don't think that Andrew's comments about this situation had anything to do with him getting detained. But I do think that Jimmy is a little weasel. Y'all know I do not like him. I feel like he's the type of guy that the first chance he gets, he's gonna stab you in your back.
That's a good call. Hold on, let me pull up a clip real quick.
That's the reason that college athletes and high school athletes are getting paid today. Mr. Influencer to influencers. Secondly, Jimmy Kimmel, viral this. I fight to eradicate childhood malnutrition from the planet. And until they release the flight logs, you, the mainstream media, Hollywood, are all pedophiles to me. Eat dick. Am I canceled yet.com?
Remember that clip? Yeah, this isn't anything new. It's just that the people want to believe that Jimmy Kimmel is a nice, friendly guy. But I mean, we kind of saw how he behaved during that disease that almost wiped out all of humanity a few years back, right? Am I right, guys? They had to put sand in skate parks to make sure that people weren't gonna die. That's the reason why they closed skate parks and didn't allow people to go fishing and surfing. Yeah, that's because the government cares about us.
Even the beacon of truth had to weigh in on this matter.
An hour and a half ago? Why is it that they
By the way, he's also gay. They're all controlled opposition. They're all gay. It's the funniest shit in the world that people haven't figured this out yet.
Why do they keep getting jailed during Ramadan time? They start speaking positively about Islam and then they lock them up intentionally so that they can't.
Yeah, I've been making fun of people that do Ramadan, talking about this 30-day fast. Do you understand how they fast? It's intermittent fasting. For fuck's sake. What is it, a 12-hour fast? They wake up, they get to have their tea, right? Their coffee or whatever, and then they don't drink any food. They don't drink any food. They don't eat any food or drink any liquids until nighttime. And then do you know what they eat at night? Dude, they eat the most ridiculous meals. Gee, it was so hard to fast for 12 hours so I can gather around and eat a fucking Thanksgiving feast every single night of the 30 days and then tell everyone, oh yeah, we did 30 days of fasting. No, you didn't. Dude, I've gone 21 days just drinking water, training jiu-jitsu. Dude, this is easy. I've been doing one meal a day for the last 5 years. This is hilarious that they're treating themselves to these ridiculous foods and treats for going one day where the sun is out, right? Every day they do this and they act like it's the hardest thing in the world. Yeah, I'm going to make fun of the Ramadanians. You know, all of these Abrahamic religions, bro, it all comes from Zoroastrianism. You can go look into that stuff if you want. I don't want to get into it, but Ramadan is some clown shit, like real talk. So they're not allowed to eat any food between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then they have a Thanksgiving feast afterwards every single night. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, just shut your mouth. According to the Quran and the Bible, you don't make a big spectacle about fasting. So you don't come off as like some sort of superhero or some miracle worker. It's written in, it's not the direct quote. I'm paraphrasing, right? I read a lot of these books. It's just so bizarre. Oh, we need to stay away from impure thoughts. Yet go on any Ramadan page and follow some of these accounts and see what kind of comments they leave on other people's stuff. It's delusional, right?
Celebrate Ramadan?
I mean, you gotta hand it to the man. He really does know how to always go back to the grift. Like, no, dude, not everything goes back to religion. I mean, with the way he tells it, you would think that Muslims occupy...
Big shout out to Jamari. Dude, I like this guy so much. If anyone thinks I'm stealing from him, no, I'm not. I really appreciate his take. I love how blunt he is. And I honestly feel like I take his videos and I add some more details to it. It's not like I'm just reacting to only his video. I'm pulling up other clips and giving my insight and opinion. But yo, shout out to Jamari. I'll put a link down below. Follow him, subscribe. He's got like 1 million or something already, but I truly appreciate him. for doing these videos because his takes are pretty solid.
Like this very small, very niche place in the religious space, when there is literally like 2 billion people on this planet right now who practice that religion.
First day of Ramadan. Like they did it last time too on New Year's Eve. Like you can't tell me that's not strategic, bro.
It's just crazy to me to see these people who want to turn absolutely everything into a conspiracy theory just reach for absolute sticks anytime something bad happens to someone who they like.
Pause. Ramadan has to do with the new moon. Moon conspiracy, you can go down that rabbit hole if you want. But go look at the UFCs and then ask yourself why those dates are so close to new moons, right? Maybe that's just a giant conspiracy, right? But Jamari has some good points. He making it out to them saying that it's an attack on Islam, which every religion does, from the Star people to the Christians to the Islamic people, because they all stem from Zoroastrianism. They stole that and then they perverted the religion. I'm sure everyone knew that, but
Personally, I used to love the Hodge twins back in the day, but
bro, I can't stand them, dude. I've never liked them. Holy shit, I have never liked. Honestly, I thought Elliot Hulse was the Hodge twins. So there was a couple of times when I was like, oh, I kind of like this guy, and I find out that that's Elliot Hulse and not the Hodge twins. And I'm probably gonna get some flack for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture of Elliot Hulse and the Hodge twins. And if you're telling me that they don't look anything alike, then my bad. My bad, dude. Sorry.
have been on that same wave for quite some time now. And even they came through to say Andrew and Tristan were just arrested again on some made-up charges from 12 years ago. The elites want everyone locked up that goes against their lies. I just don't understand how someone can speak so absolutely about a situation where almost none of the details are public information. Because I've seen quote-unquote evidence that makes them look really bad, and then I've seen other information that points towards their exoneration. But one thing I've learned being on YouTube and covering public court cases over
Yo, he's smart for not showing the footage of Andrew Tate beating that chick with a belt. It exists. You can go look it up on the internet. It exists.
the years is that it's best not to take an absolute biased stance until you actually get a verdict, because sometimes
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and point out Los Pollos taking an absolute biased stance against the Predators on Kick without even watching the video. Like, that was a huge red flag. That's a huge red flag for you to come in to a video exposing something and being super defensive and defending a platform. And it's because he's guilty. Los Pollos is 100% guilty of participating in some of those activities. I mean, bro, just look at him, right? Overweight, white male.
all the information that's circulating around in the public is obviously not going to be all the information that the jury is going to have. And so now when it comes to matters in court, I cover the information, cover the various sides, but I'm not going to make a statement that's going to make me look stupid later on, you know, like I did with the Tory Lanez case.
Tate's team confirmed that I fucked up, and Tate told me, right? I fucked up. And thank God he did not get put back in there, because I would have felt really guilty.
Either way, it will be interesting to see what happens here. Personally, I don't see these brothers going behind bars for a very long period of time. I do want to know what you guys think about this entire situation. I also find it incredibly ironic that Adin Ross got them in trouble in this way. Either way, it's been your boy the Tan Superman coming back with yet another update on some internet news. I do want to thank y'all for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing, but as you guys know, it's been your friendly neighborhood Mexican, and some other news out here needs to be covered, so I'm out. Peace!
Yeah, shout out to Jamari. I really like his content. I'll put a link down below, but controlled opposition. Adin Ross, controlled opposition. Andrew Tate, controlled opposition. There's a homosexual mafia. You can go ahead and watch my Puff Daddy video. I'll put a link right here. There's a gay mafia. They control the media. They control the industry. The entire entertainment industry. It's a bunch of perverts. Look at Harvey Weinstein. Go look at, who's the other guy that made Meek Mill jump like a rabbit? I don't know who these people are, but I can tell you one thing. That they're all star people, right? They all wear the silly little small hats on the back of their heads. But yeah, it's all controlled opposition. Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Adin Ross, all homosexuals. At least look up to people like Jocko Willings, but now people are making fun of Greg Goggins. Like, dude, just put in the work. Anyways, I don't know. That's all I gotta say about this. I probably cut out a bunch of stuff in this video because I'm not trying to get canceled. But hey, if you liked anything I said or want to add to the discussion or got any recommendations of things you want me to cover, go in depth on, leave it down in the comment below. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time, dude. Have a great one.